How's everybody doing? My name is Sergeant Cole from the Indiana Army National Guard. I'm here today with Private First Class Jarrett Gard, and I'm going to let him introduce himself. So go ahead and tell us a little about you, sir.
I'm Private First Class Jarrett Gard. I'm 19 years old from Tippecanoe, Indiana. Just got back from AIT. I'm here to talk about my experience.
All right, so where'd you go? You said you're from Tippecanoe, correct?
Yes.
All right, where'd you go to high school at?
I went to high school at Triton Junior Senior High School in Bourbon, Indiana.
And you joined, when did you join?
I joined in June of 2018.
So you joined going into your senior year,
yes.
Correct?
Correct.
All right. And what did you join to do? Like, why did you decide to join the Guard?
My family has always been a military family going back for 6 generations. So it was always something I've wanted to do since I was a little kid growing up. I was going through the school one day. I was originally looking at Navy, and then a recruiter showed up at my school, and boom, there we go.
So you said a big military family. So the picture right here, you got quite a few people here. Who all are these people?
So I've got my great grandpa.
That's up here?
Right. That's my great grandpa. My 2 uncles who One just retired out of the Navy after 26 years of service.
Congratulations. Thank you for his service.
The other one was United States Marine Corps. I don't remember how long he served. And then the last picture is of my grandpa.
All right, and then you've also served.
No.
So this is a huge generational different service scene for your family. That's awesome. With it being coming up on Memorial Day, I just want to thank every one of them for their service, as well as all service members for their service. So thank you guys very much for that. All right, so just moving back over here. So let's just talk a little bit about what job did you decide to do?
I just signed up for the 25 Sierra Satellite Communication Systems Operator and Maintainer, which was
It's a mouthful.
It was definitely a mouthful, and it was a very lengthy training, but I definitely made a lot of friends that I'll have for a lifetime.
All right, you've been in for about how long now?
Going on 2 years.
Going on 2 years. Where'd you go to basic at?
I went to basic at Foxtrot 213, Fort Jackson, South Carolina.
All right, and with going there, so what was basic like? Like, let's just say, so you went to Fort Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to going to basic, what was your biggest fear going to basic?
My biggest fear going to basic was definitely going to be PT and passing the PT test. I was not doing very well on the run time, and that was one thing that if you don't pass that, you don't make it through. But I made it.
All right, good. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's good. What's up, Goldsmith and Mech? Mech said, "What's up, son?" Boyd, how's it going, man? Okay, so we're talking a little bit about basic and what's going on. So you kind of see in the background the basic video kind of going up. What kind of PT we were kind of talking about prior to going to and getting ready to do. So there's a little bit goes into basic that we help prepare you for. So you went to RSP for about a year almost, right?
It was exactly a year.
Exactly a year. So what did RSP prepare you for? Like, did it prepare you for basic?
RSP definitely prepared me for basic in a lot of ways. When you get there, you got to know your soldier's creed, your army values, your general orders, facing movements, how to march properly, how to march an element properly. You got to know rank structure, and when you get there, you'll see a lot of people that are coming in that are active duty that didn't have the RSP experience, and they don't know anything. And it's literally they don't know anything. So it was very helpful because I could help my battle buddies prepare and train as well as they help me with PT. I can help them with the knowledge side of it.
Right. Perfect. Hi, Conway. You've seen she just tuned in. Okay, so what was the hardest part of basic?
The hardest part of basic was definitely dealing with other people, because you'll get there and you could have a good attitude all the way through, but you'll always have people there that are down and wanting to bring other people down with you, and it's bad for morale, and it makes the days go longer and longer and longer. But it was something that you could also push through if you had good battle buddies with you.
All right. What was your favorite part of basic?
Favorite part of basic was definitely the range days, going to the range, being able to shoot my weapon during white phase, and also with that phase came earning of your banner, and that was another part that was one of my favorites.
Nice, nice. Did you remember this portion here? Do you remember getting your haircut?
I definitely remember the first haircut.
Didn't you have pretty long hair?
I did not. I cut it off before I left, but yes. I also remember the barbers were not gentle. They did not care. But,
that's how they were.
Yep.
That's awesome. So this is pretty much the reception portion of it. This is like your first, between 4 days and 7 days, your first week at basics called reception week or week 0. This is where you're going to get your uniforms, your IDs, your medical checkup, your haircut, pretty much everything that makes you look like a soldier. And then starts the day you actually head into basic training and meet your drill sergeants, and that's your first day of actually being a soldier.
That was the first day is always interesting because you don't know what to expect. When you're driving up on the bus, as you can see, they're getting off the bus, and you've got your face held down in your bag, and you're not supposed to look up or anything until the drill sergeant comes on the bus and tells you to get off his bus, and you got 30 seconds to do so.
Right.
You go and you stand on a line, and then I didn't have a very long shark attack, if a shark attack at all, if that's what you want to call it.
Yeah, that's what this is right here, correct?
Yes, that's right. Where you're getting...
What's up, Mr. Perch, and what's up, Wyman? Congratulations on graduating today from your AIT, man. We're going to have to get you here next week to talk. Sorry. You talk really about that. I just want to throw that out. I've seen him put in.
Yeah, you go in and you get... They're not allowed to call it smoked anymore. You get physical training, or you get your discipline put in you.
Mom just joined.
And the drill sergeants, they come up and they make sure you're shaved, make sure that your boots are bloused properly, and if anything is off, you get push-ups or you get some sort of physical activity that make sure you don't do whatever you did wrong again.
Right. You want to say hi to your mom? Your mom joined.
Hi, Mom.
Holdeman joined. Hi, sorry, Holdeman. Hi, Mrs. Gard. All right, so we kind of went over kind of like what was your favorite thing about basic? You said white phase. We should be jumping into white phase here in a few minutes, but the gas chamber. This is showing a little bit about the gas chamber. What was that like?
It was intense. The gas chamber was definitely interesting. You go in, you have, as you can see, they're coming out. They have their masks off, but you go in, you have your mask on, and you get lined up on the wall. And you told to look up, left, and right, and that basically exposes your neck and your skin to the gas that's in there, which is just CS gas. And it starts to irritate your skin a little bit, and then you get put in a line. You move out away from the wall, facing the exit doors. You put your hand on the person in front of you. You take off your mask, and you take in a deep breath. If everybody doesn't take in a deep breath, nobody leaves. And then as you're sitting there, it starts getting in your eyes, your nose, your mouth, all your pores, and it's irritating, and then it burns and is painful. But it was also super fun. I mean, I know that sounds weird, but it was definitely an interesting experience and fun, to say the least.
Holman, no, the gas is not dangerous. It's a mixture. It's a CS gas, which is pretty much a tear gas that it pretty much just clogs up your systems and makes it very watery and flowing.
Yeah.
Quick flowing.
Very watery.
It does make a lot of people choke, which is good, I guess.
Don't drink milk on gas chamber day.
Don't drink milk on gas chamber day. Did you get milk at basic?
We did.
Oh wow, that's special.
I
didn't get that 10 years ago.
We got white milk, chocolate milk, 1% milk, and then we got a whole bunch of juices.
Right. Hey, what's up, Hardy? Sorry, I missed you. I didn't see you on there. What's up, Hardy? Ethan Hardy just jumped on. Your mom that's my boy. I just want to throw that out there. All right, so we kind of talked a little bit about that. What was sleep like at basic? How was your sleep?
Sleep was very good because you get about 9 o'clock at night to about 4 o'clock in the morning, which it doesn't seem like a lot of sleep, but after, I mean, you're on the go nonstop every minute of every day. So once you get back and you get your personal hygiene time, and once you hit that bump, you're out. It's instant deep sleep, very good sleep.
All right, and we kind of talked a little bit about this before. You talked about PT. How was the PT test and stuff from? You said that was one of the things you were worried about. How was that from actually going to basic and being there and doing it after going through everything? How was the PT test?
So with RSP, the PT test, it was a lot of the PT was, hey, you gotta do it yourself, motivate yourself, because you only get 1 week in a month, and that was something that was difficult for me going into it. I wasn't sure. I was running 21 minutes when I shipped for basic training. But once you got there, you got into the routine of you're doing PT every single day except for Sundays. It's Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays are run days. Tuesdays and Thursdays are muscle failure, which involves like push-ups, sit-ups, basically whatever they can think of to make all your muscles just fail. And then the PT, getting into that routine and doing that every day, I dropped from running 21 minutes when I left to about 14 minutes and 20 seconds in 2 miles.
I know that's something that scares a lot of people is when they first sign up. They're like, oh, PT test, I have to run it in 2 miles in this specific amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they know that, when you're at basic, you're doing it every day.
Yeah.
Every morning you wake up and you do PT.
That was the biggest thing is I was scared about my PT test, and I kept being told, they're going to prepare you, they're going to make it work for you, and you're going to make it through it. But I didn't want to believe it. And then I got down there, and I was doing it every single day, nonstop, and it was awesome.
Probably the best shape you've ever been in, right?
That's the best shape I've been in my entire life.
That's what I said. All right, so we've seen the video where it kind of showed graduation. How did graduation feel like from basic?
Basic training graduation was a moment of pride for me because like I said, I was worried that I wasn't going to make it through, but it was a moment that I really realized, hey, I made it. I've done this. I'm following in my family's footsteps, going back, like I said, 6 generations to the Civil War. It was a moment of extreme pride for me.
Right. And then, we'll move on past basic here in a second. One of the things that a lot of people say is, how's it going, Jackson, Ortega? We'll say hi to you guys before we move on. Did you pick up any habits from basic training that you may not have had prior to going, I guess?
I'm not sure. I know that whenever I talk to people now, it's most of the time, unless I'm out of it, it's yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. I tend to stand at parade rest when talking to people, even though it was just something that's drilled into your head over and over and over again that that's what you do. So, and it's something I still do to this day.
Yeah, I notice I do that every once in a while too. All right, so moving on past basic, you graduated basic, you then went to AIT, which is your advanced individual training or your job training. Right. Your MOS was what again?
25 Sierra, which is Satellite Communication Systems Operator and Maintainer.
Can you say that 3 times really fast?
I cannot.
I can't either. So it's okay. But all right, so tell us a little bit about your AIT. So we got this video we're going to show as well. We'll transition over to that right now and kind of talk a little bit about that. So tell us about this job.
So the training is about 7 months long, and the whole time you're split up. You've got half of it, about 16 weeks, is Common Core, and that's learning the basics of your job. Learning, okay, this is how signal flows through a system, or this is the math behind this, or let's say a router is broken. This is how you fix it. This is how you set up a connection. Then going into the second half, you get split onto either TAC or STRAT, which is the different sides of communications that the Army deals with. With the National Guard, we deal a lot with the TAC side, or tactical, which deals with terminals that are on a trailer. You hook up to a truck, you go out to your job, and you got to make sure, like if you're in the northern hemisphere, you want to make sure that your dish is pointing south. If you're in the southern hemisphere, you want to make sure that your dish is pointing north, because all of our satellites are on the equator. And then once you set up and you've got that in place, you turn on your terminal, you go through, as you can see this guy right here, he's programming stuff in. This I didn't deal with as much, but you go into your terminal, turn everything on, make sure you got a good signal coming in, and you pull out, you got a computer that's on a slide that you pull out, open it up, and that's where you program in this is what signal I'm going to, this is what I'm going to be receiving, this is what I'm sending out. It was intense, but it was fun.
Yes, this stuff right here is way above my pay grade. I can barely set up this computer setup, let alone this huge thing.
We were taught the computer setup that you got now. We were taught how to set it up, tear it down, take apart the whole system. If there's something wrong, how to set it up and find it. That's the computer that I was talking about that you'll have.
So this is the system that you actually work on right here. This is pretty much what you do, all this stuff right here.
Correct.
All right. So how do you feel, or do you feel that this is going to be used in the civilian world? Do you feel that this can translate over?
I definitely feel like this can translate over. There's a lot of jobs out there that you have to know, hey, this is what you do with your dish. This is how a dish works. I mean, there's a lot of jobs out there. I mean, I even got job offers from Dish saying, hey, look, you've got the qualifications that we need for this job.
You know what I know about Dish? Is that they're really nice to go sledding down hills on. It's about as much as I know about them. Yeah.
They're also very expensive.
I don't know all that. I just know that I can sled down a hill on it. It looks like a perfect little round sled.
One of those terminals costs probably $750,000.
Oh wow, that's those big ones that you were actually setting up and stuff. All right. So do you know about the joint service transcript?
I do.
Okay. Do you know how many credits you get through the joint service transcript with your MOS?
I'm not sure. I was looking at it with one of my instructors down at AIT, and we were looking at about 24 credits, but it also just depends on what the college accepts into as, hey, this can apply to what you're going for in your degree. Or
so after now that you're out of AIT and everything, what is your future plans?
That is a great question. I've been looking at maybe going to college for several different things I haven't really pinpointed down yet, or even just going straight into a workforce of some kind.
Where do you plan on going to college if you decide to go the college route? I'm going to push you to go the college route. I just want to throw that out there. You need to go to college. But where do you plan on going if you do decide to go the college route?
If I do decide to go to college, I've been looking at IUSB, or Indiana University of South Bend. Simply because they've got several degrees that I've been looking forward to getting into, like psychology or auto mechanics. Totally different ends of the spectrum, but definitely something that I'm interested in.
All right. And kind of just moving back to kind of what we talked about earlier. We talked about graduation. Your mom just put graduation was amazing. When you graduated from basic, your family was able to go down there.
Correct.
That was pre the COVID-19 corona epidemic and stuff, so they were able to go down there. So your mom was able to go down to your basic. I guess some other family members went as well.
My grandma went.
Yep. And then, however, for your AIT, that was part of the lockdown portion. They were not able to go.
Correct.
Yeah, that's kind of how it's going right now. From both basic and AIT, we're seeing virtual or online graduations as of right now. But that's just something I wanted to kind of put out as well. All right. What else? Did you have any other hints, tricks, or anything that you could tell us or anyone that's listening?
Just when you get there, like let's say you enlist and you go to basic, just lay low. I mean, if you get to the end of basic training and the drill sergeants don't know your name, you did a good job. Or if you're gonna stick out in a good way, because you see people that they get to the end of basic and they stuck out, but they were not the good soldier that people are looking for in their unit, and the drill sergeants knew that and told them every day. But just make sure that you lay low, or if you are the good squared away soldier, that you show them that and you'll go far. And then when you get to AIT, if you have a long MOS or a long AIT like I did, which was 7 months, 28 weeks, just push through it. Don't count the days, because the more you count the days, the more it's just going to seem like it's dragging on and on and on.
So I don't think I counted the days. I'm pretty sure my wife did count the days when I was gone from basic and AIT. But I wrote letters. We wrote letters back and forth to each other like almost every day. So
Mhm.
I always seen the number. I guess that didn't really help for me not counting when she counted and put it on every letter. But I just thought that was something that's funny. Yes, this with the epidemic going on. Goldsmith, Rosalia Goldsmith, enlisted last month. She did not have to go to RSP as of right now because we haven't been having drills. We've been having
Mhm.
virtual drills. So that's been something that's been very new. I've been in for 10 years, going on 10 years, May 31st. So here in a
Mhm.
few days, I'll be on my 10-year anniversary of joining. And I've never not had to go to drill.
Mhm.
So this has been something that's been very different with this just new day and age, I guess, with the epidemic and stuff. So it's been interesting.
Right.
Her whole basic plus AIT is only 28 weeks. And you were gone for how long?
I was gone for like 9 months.
Yeah, he has one of the longer MOSs in the National Guard. The only thing longer I think than yours is a 68 Alpha, which I just put someone in as a 68 Alpha, and it was like early last year.
Well,
Um,
the military intelligence side also has a pretty long AIT.
yep, 35
Like
35 series.
I have a friend from basic who is a 35 whiskey,
Yep.
which is a linguist, and his AIT was 2 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They get up there pretty quick when you get in some of the intelligence and stuff like that. All right. So last question that I have for you is, what would you tell someone who's thinking about joining or is on the fence about joining? What would you tell someone like that?
Do it. Definitely do it because, like, if you're like me, you're born and raised in Indiana. You haven't really seen much of life outside of Indiana, and you're looking at, hey, I'm gonna stick around here because it's what I know. Definitely enlist, and even if you plan on just doing one contract, do it. Get the experience. Go down there. I promise you, your world will open up. You'll be exposed to different cultures, different kinds of people, different ways of life that people have lived, and you will definitely make some of the best friends you've ever had in your life. I graduated basic training August 29th of last year, and I still have friends that call me every week saying, like, just checking up on how we're doing. And then also, you see different parts of the country. Like, I was in Georgia, and when you go off post, it's totally different than Indiana, and
Yeah.
it's a culture shock, but in a good way. And I loved it. And I know that if you're on the fence about joining or you're thinking about joining, I definitely say 100% go for it.
Your mom just put she wanted to add her 2 cents on the question. To parents on the fence, let them sign up. It changed him for the better. So what I would like to do in the future is me versus moms. I want to get a few of my recruits in here with their moms and ask their moms questions. And I know for guys, for girls it's a little different, but for my male recruits, it's the moms the challenge, which is it was probably the same with me. Actually, it was at the time. But my mom is definitely kind of like my role model and everything. For males, that's what I see. For girls, it's normally the dad's the problem. So I definitely want to get a few of the parents in here and ask them questions and get the parental aspect of everything. So that's something I actually want to get. Actually, we talked about prior to starting this today a little bit. So Trina, you may have to come on and come talk with us. But yes, it's definitely something, and you said something as well. You said you met friends that you still reach out to. I've been in 10 years, and as of February, I went to ALC for my promotion for my next rank for E6. And at that ALC, I ran into a guy from Basic that I haven't talked to in almost 10 years. And me and him were literally sat down and literally was talking about people from basic training like it was yesterday. Like we had a great time. The entire month long I was down there, me and him talked about basic training and just kind of reminisced about the different things and we were in the same platoon and everything. So we were in the same platoon during basic and AIT.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, we were with each other for quite a while. So it was just something it was awesome to kind of run into people like that, and I do it all over the world. I mean, I went to Arkansas and ran into somebody. That was at Kentucky. I ran into him. So like you said, you get to visit different parts of the United States and the world, of course. If you get deployed anywhere else, and you do run into different cultures and different people, and you might run into somebody back from basic, and it's awesome to meet people like that. So it's
And
definitely one of the best things I think.
going along with that, running into people from basic or AIT, make sure. I know sometimes it can be kind of hard, but make sure you make friends with everybody because you could run into somebody down the road, and if you have beef with that person and they're later your boss or they're higher ranked than you, that can also come back to bite you. So just make sure you, if you have
Just a
issues,
decent person.
yeah, you're a decent person. If you have issues with anybody, work it out. It's definitely not worth the issues.
All right. Well, that's pretty much going to be the end of our questions and answers today with PFC Jarrett Gard. I appreciate you guys coming in here and spending some time with us. You guys tune in next week. We'll have some live Q&As, a few more Q&As with some soldier spotlights. I want to try to get Ethan Berry, who just graduated today, and Wyman, who also just graduated today, Keith Wyman, who just graduated today, in here, possibly together. I think they both went to basic and AIT together too, so we can hear a little about their experience and stuff. I know they didn't know each other prior to going into the Guard. I don't believe they did. And now they're pretty good friends and stuff. So I want to get both of them in here. And I mean, you can come join them too if you want to. We'll have all of us in here having a party. But tune in next week for that. That'll most likely be on Thursday. Tuesday we'll be going live. We're going to do a Q&A with some weapons, I believe, with Sergeant Bob and Sergeant Dobson, possibly Sergeant Jackson as well. And then on Wednesday, I think we're also doing another MLS spotlight. So tune in next week, guys. Until then, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you share, like, and comment to share everything. But I appreciate